Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR today, Tuesday morning. It's December 14th, 2021. The man they call Meathead and Linda K. Linda, we didn't talk about that very glorious Sunday night yesterday morning, but how about them Green Bay Packers?
How about them Packers? And how about our great friend David Hero attending
That's
the
right.
game as well?
He let a vampire in the building. I think that's what did it for us.
Yes. Kevin Thorne, you need a vampire. Made it into Lambeau and, of course, doing well with that cold weather because when you're a vampire,
You like it warm. Yeah, plus,
cold.
honestly, Kevin Thorne also very, very skilled in ripping people's underwear and hanging them from ring posts as well.
Yes. Our good old friend
Nelson.
DN. Still thinking about Blizzard Brawl, so great memory there.
As I go back and look at some of the great moments from Blizzard Brawl, I mean they're really only in my memory because you don't actually see me at a lot of them. But I'm telling you, that was one of my favorite things to ever catch with a camera, is just to be right underneath big old DN swinging from the ring post by his underwear.
That's right, you were filming that.
I mean, I there was no place I had rather been right there, just taking it all in.
Man, that was a good one.
That was a good one indeed. All right, let's talk about the sponsor, Linda K. Who takes care of us?
That would be Collar and Elbow. Make sure to go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Check out the latest and greatest in wrestling street fashions. Take advantage of the sales. Take advantage of the holiday season. Get yourself some gifts.
I'm nervous that you want us to be taken advantage of.
Well, there you go. Take advantage of a 10% off discount by entering promo code Linda K, LINDAKAY. Save a little bit of extra cash right now. collarandelbowbrand.com.
That's fantastic. All right. Real quick, well, I wouldn't say unpleasant, just a sad note, really. Jimmy Rave has finally passed away. Jimmy Rave, 39 years old. Jimmy Rave's been a tough story for about the last year or so. I believe it was a year, maybe 2 years ago, that Jimmy Rave had to have his arm amputated due to an infection. Jimmy Rave had been struggling with some substance abuse issues and just recently had both of his legs amputated. Ooh, that's tough. For those of you that don't know, Linda, I know that you said you weren't big on the Jimmy Rave history. I clearly remember Jimmy Rave from his TNA Impact days as part of the Rock and Rave Infection. It was probably, again, kind of the under the radar type group. It was a tag team that was led by Christy Hemme, and they were kind of like not rock and roll goofballs, but they came out with these Guitar Hero plastic guitars. It was Jimmy Rave, it was Christy Hemme, and a very young Lance Hoyt, who we now know as the Murderhawk Monster, Lance Archer.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Rave, just 39, and learning more about his recent health conditions. It is sad in such a young age. Sad to hear that. I know you put
it's
that.
Tough.
Yeah.
Just recently, I believe it was in the last year, Mick Foley was helping champion his GoFundMe page too, and good old Mick, man. With all the stuff that Mick went through as far as his hardcore career, to have somebody as just intellectually like alert and aware and such a good giver. Remember, we've heard stories about Mick where Mick is working suicide hotlines third shift because he's he wants to get out there and help. This is the kind of thing that Mick Foley does. This isn't a story about Mick, though. This is a story about Jimmy Rave. Jimmy Rave also spending time in Ring of Honor, having some great matches with, the guys like AJ Styles and El Generico and, all those guys, and Kevin Steen, who you now know as Kevin Owens, El Generico, who you now know as Sami Zayn. So Jimmy Rave could go and he worked the circuits and he worked the indies and he made his way around, and, we're going to miss Jimmy Rave.
Yes, and I'm sure with social media, everyone's pouring out their love and memories about Jimmy.
Let's move on to some WWE news. Day one is rapidly approaching. Day one of the year 2022 is also the day that we were going to have the first pay-per-view of the year for the WWE, called Day One. Now, ticket sales had been really struggling, but they've seen an uptick in ticket sales. I wonder if that has anything to do with the Beast Brock Lesnar getting a title shot at day one.
Absolutely. I mean, it was already a risk, as we've discussed recently, putting a pay-per-view up against huge bowl games or just the holiday itself. I mean,
Right.
sometimes people are out of town for New Year's Eve and just or have other plans, maybe family in town and whatnot. But yes, it's great to see the uptick in tickets. The addition of Brock Lesnar there for a title match, and now with I know I'm jumping ahead here, jumping a little
Farmer
ahead,
Brock
but
is what we're calling him.
yes, Farmer Brock.
Hey, let's go hunt some moose or something, eh?
Yes, I'm gonna pull you from your male nurses and take you up to Saskatchewan.
I rewatched it. You know what? Again, when it came on Raw, that was pretty funny. And Paul Heyman yelling out, "What am I looking at?"
Uh-huh.
Farmer Brock was having a good time. I'm sorry, eh? Oh, Farmer Brock. And we're going to get into Raw in just a little bit here, but I think after the match that was announced last night on Raw too, I think tickets might even kick up. Now, the arena was set to go 9,500, 9,594 for capacity in Atlanta. They're currently have already sold 83% of the building. I think that they leave it there and make it a hot building because last night's building, as we get into Raw in just a bit, looked half empty to me. They do a great job of lighting it and distracting us from it, but at the end of the day, it looked like an empty building.
Yeah, I too hope that they keep it intimate if they need to keep the crowd hot in hot Atlanta.
Yeah. And, I would love to have somebody on site next week in the Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I wonder if we could get somebody at Raw next week, Monday.
Well, I'm your go-to person here, Meathead.
There you go.
I will be live at Monday Night Raw next Monday, this Monday now, I should say, at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. I'm excited. On the road to day one.
And I don't want to kill your vibe, kill your flow on such a fun show, but we're gonna need to hear reports on what the building looks like because we know what Fiserv Forum looks like full, right? We are the defending NBA champions, so we know what a full building looks like. I need to know what a WWE Monday Night Raw looks like.
Oh man, Meathead, this is this is going to be a hard one to surpass. I mean, the last time I was there, you were there too, and it was for Game 6 of the Bucks championship.
Yeah, not only was that building full, the entire 10-block range around it was full.
So I'm gonna have to put that mentally aside.
So what you're saying is you're gonna find parking, reasonable parking?
Yes, and
you're gonna be outside in a porta potty.
I was gonna say I hope I have access to a bar, a restroom, a restaurant.
Not gonna be standing in dirt and rocks for 5 hours.
Right.
Can run pocket beers.
But hey, all worth it for that NBA championship. But I digress. I will definitely let you know how Monday Night Raw is. I gotta speaking of, thanks for the reminder. I gotta speak to the Mots to see if we can swap days next week. Maybe I can
cover you for next Tuesday.
Yeah, and then I can have this Wednesday, and then I can talk about my personal experience at Raw as well.
There you go. Talk a little NXT action as well. All right. Well, yeah. we will work that out. We're always a team here. It's the Mots. It's the Linda Kay, that grappler from Blizzard Brawl. And by the way, I read what you put out there as far as soaking in your last week and a half, 2 weeks to really. Oh my God, that was amazing. They have you articulate that the way you did. That was fantastic.
Thank you. I truly meant that from the heart, and that's it did take about a week to really put that all together, but
for it to sink in, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't mean to hurt you last week when I said, Linda, you had 2,000 people cheering and calling your name.
Yes, I did see footage of the start of that match, and I was hearing "Let's Go Linda" chants, and that just goosies. So thank you. Yeah.
All right, you ready to talk a little Raw?
Let's do it.
Okay. Matthew's going to want to talk to you about taking his line there. Monday Night Raw from last night emanated from the XL Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. I don't even know where that building is. This is the state of WWE. When you go to Minneapolis, you assume it's Target Center, right? Where the hell is the XL Energy Center? I have to talk to our guy. Talk to our guy Drew.
Yes. I was going to say, I was expecting Raw to be in Green Bay. but I think
the internet still thinks it's in Green Bay.
I must have had that wrong on my calendar, but I could have sworn it was supposed to be in Green Bay at the Rush Center. However, that's all right. We got it at the XL Center. St. Paul?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, we'll have to talk to Drew Bay Dalla, friend of the PWR.
And there was there was a Aaron Rodgers jersey right along ringside.
Oh, it was right around the corner there. By the way, Linda, we didn't talk about this. Did you see that the Bears are so bad that Aaron Rodgers was actually in the crowd and he sent in his doppelganger, his twin, to beat the Bears?
I did see his twin or long lost brother in the crowd there. How about that?
That wasn't Luke Rodgers from The Bachelor, was it?
No, it wasn't Luke. Darn, I can't think of his name. But no, that was not him.
That was Aaron.
Yes, his long lost twin, Aaron.
Well, you would have known it wasn't Aaron Rodgers if he did the McCrinkles celebration touchdown again, like he did against Tampa Bay last year, or just kind of stood there and shook. All right, enough. We digress. Let's talk Raw last night. The show opens with the almighty Bobby Lashley showing us that it's going to be a Bobby Lashley kind of Raw. Linda, we knew that Bobby Lashley was going to open and close it, but did you know that he was also going to dominate the middle sections too?
No, I did not. When it opened up announcing he was going to have to face not just one, not just two, but all three current contenders in that triple threat match day one, I figured it would be within the span of 3 hours. But hey, this episode was about Bobby Lashley, and that was what we got. We got him strong in every single match. All four. No, three. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't always like these. And here's why. If a person has to come in and they have to win 3 matches, the first person is going equally against Bobby Lashley, or the person that has to go against the 3. If they lose, that's understood, right? You're not going to have you got to win 3 matches and you lose the first match. Mm-hmm. So that's instantly that person's going to lose the match. The second one, there could be shenanigans, there could be a something, whatever, to get to the third, right? It's very predictable. However, it really downplays the person working the third match because you're almost always going to lose the third match to the person that went through 3 of them, and you look the weakest because you couldn't beat a guy that's already been through 2 matches.
Right.
Just never a fan.
Yeah, I mean, making it no DQ would help
balance it a little.
Big E's, case we had to face Bobby Lashley last, but yeah, no, would you have rather it been just continuous?
Yeah,
one after another.
But that's not, they got to get some sort of rating, right? They got to get some sort of number. So they're going to spread out the Bobby Lashley love. Bobby's back in the house. And they're going to try to milk it for all the TV time they can get. So
yeah.
All right. So really what it comes down to is Bobby demands to be in the match. Kevin Owens says, you know what? Don't try to weasel your way into our match. Seth Rollins says, hey, don't listen to this guy. He already weasels his way into my match. Heel, I almost said Peel. Heel, Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce. And do you know how I know he was a heel? Did you zoom in and take a look at that tie he was wearing in Minneapolis?
You had to fill me in because I wasn't looking hard enough.
Had a big G. It was green and gold. That would be from the number 1 seeded team in the NFL, by the way.
Are they?
Well, I mean, we're talking Tuesday morning, and from the last I checked, of course, this is, spoiler alert, this is recording Monday night, but Arizona, the number 1 seeded team, was losing, and they were already ahead of Tampa Bay, so therefore they have a win against Arizona, and that makes them number 1 seed.
Ooh, I didn't put 2 and 2
But
together.
Let's pretend again, it's Tuesday morning.
Okay, yeah. So Adam Pearce is wearing a Green Bay Packer tie, so he's heel Pearce.
Yeah, heel Pearce.
Minneapolis. Okay,
you guys have heard our us spewing love over Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce. Spent many, many years in the Milwaukee area, specifically Milwaukee, working the locals, working the independents. I know he billed himself from Minneapolis for a long time too, but he knew what he was doing when he was wearing that Green Bay Packer tie. Even though they didn't zoom in enough or make point of it, he had that tie on. So it's a very subtle heel, Adam Pearce.
Well, yeah, and announcing the stipulations of the evening, him and Sonya Deville, and now we know it's going to be.
Let me ask you this, Linda.
Yes.
Is Bobby Lashley a face now?
No.
Are you sure?
I say that definitely.
I think Bobby Lashley's presentation at the end of the cage match all night last night is setting him up to be a fan favorite.
Well, I would be
I'll
up
give you
for
2
that.
points. I'll give you 2 points and 2 reasons why. And folks, I want you to hear this and comment on the video wherever you're listening, or comment, send us messages, hit us up on the Twitter machine. Bobby Lashley high-fived fans in the crowd last night.
Oh, again, I must have missed that.
Not a lot, but he did. Secondly, Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, even though they're arguing with each other, said a couple times, you know what? That's the second time I'm going to agree with you. Aha. Aha. Because that sets up Big E and Bobby Lashley to team up against Owens and Rollins.
Right.
Remember, we've said, Linda, many, many times for many, many years, it's always right in front of us.
In front of us.
Mark these words, mark the tape.
All right.
Okay, so what we have is Bobby Lashley has to defeat Kevin Owens, he has to defeat Seth Rollins, and defeat Big E to get inserted into the match.
Yeah. I mean, we said it that Raw was going to be all about Bobby Lashley, and that's what we got. And if this pushed for him to be a face, or if that's trying to be something done quickly or subtly, we were getting there. We got, we already know that even when Bobby was a heel at Mania this year, he got, I want to say, more
great
of that
reaction.
That
Remember, that was in front of the first time in a year and a half too.
Yeah. So, hey, this is, if it's putting him lined up with Big E, to some extent, I'm up for it as well, because I like them both. But that makes me worry about Big E holding out of that title at day one. But we'll see. We're getting there.
Hey, I have a question for you. What did you think of Riddle as the shaman? MSK on NXT were looking for the shaman and it turned out to be Riddle.
It made me laugh. I wasn't expecting that, just because
no one was.
I wasn't. I was thinking it was going to be a brand new person, a new character.
Dude.
NXT 2.0.
Hey Randy. That's my impression now. That's what I'm doing. By the way, Raw Tag Team Champion Riddle taking on Otis. Obviously, Randy and Matt Riddle had their little backstage segments. Him talking about getting the blazer back on. Did you notice the new theme music?
I did. I the Randy Orton's theme music almost had a bit of Riddle's in there.
It did. It was, I hear voices, bro.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Again, every time we think maybe they're reaching the apex of oversaturating us with too much Riddle, just a little more taste, and you know what? I'm okay with it. Keep going.
Yeah, and that's also a signal, as we say, it's right in front of you, that they will probably still be RK Bro for quite a while.
Yeah. Well, then again, we did have Kane and Hurricanes music mixed together for about 2 weeks, and then they weren't a tag team anymore. So you never know.
Well, we're talking 2021, 2022 now.
Winner of the match, Otis. He channeled his inner Orton, but Otis blocked the RKO, nailed the big power slam in the middle of the ring. Now, Orton went to deliver the RKO to Otis, but he shoved him on it away, and Orton dropped Gable with it instead. So that might be the new tag team to go after RK Bro, and I'm okay with it. I love seeing Gable and Otis actually ascending as a tag team.
Right. I mean, they've been the Alpha Academy for a while. We've seen this new Otis for quite a while as well. And, while we miss the
Otis is grown.
Fun-loving Otis, yes. That, we're making him have this full transformation. Let's do something about it. And yes, they are a powerhouse.
Otis is happy to be doing what he's doing now, so he doesn't have to listen to me doing that anymore. Wrestling.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to speak much at all.
No, and that's the point. That's not his job. All right,
Yeah.
Doudrop, Bianca Belair. Doudrop continuing to be a monster heel, honestly, and I love what she's doing.
I'm liking this between her and Bianca. I loved the match itself. I mean, Bianca looking strong, won clean, and just as she was celebrating, we got Doudrop just showing it's not the end between the two of them. So I'm excited to see more of them.
The match between Bobby Lashley and Kevin Owens, they specifically pointed out, and I love this tiny little detail. Kevin Owens didn't even have the Hurt Lock applied fully, and he was tapping out. It was a tiny little shot at Seth Rollins.
Right. But it turns out that, well, it looked like it was going to still help out him and Seth in the long run, but thought that was clever of Kevin. I'm surprised Seth wasn't as upset with him because now he still had to face Bobby, but by them scheming together, it presumably would have been a good idea.
No, I thought it was classic. Hey, tag team match: Finn Balor and United States Champion Damian Priest taking on Dolph Ziggler and Big Bob Robert Roode. But at the end of this match, here came our guy Austin Theory.
Yes, got his selfie. He got it.
You got it.
Finn Balor. All right.
Do you? And we'll come back to that with Vinnie Mac. Do you like the way they're just playing down Nikki ASH again? I fear for the future endeavor.
I feel that it's the opposite. If it's being addressed, that they're gonna maybe have her do another transformation. I honestly would like to see that because the ASH, it could have went longer. It really could have. She was champion, women's champ, and then tag team champ. They could have kept that rolling and they didn't. So that whole gimmick is kind of just shut right now.
Yeah.
I feel that they can definitely get her on a higher pedestal again by switching her up. She doesn't have to be ASH. It could be something completely different. Okay.
I have a bone to pick. Obviously, we've got Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley. Queen Zelina came out and she referred to the people in the building. Maybe she thought she was in Green Bay because she said, you guys are all, stuck in your frozen tundra. Did she not know what city she was in?
I mean, it's cold up there in Minneapolis or St. Paul as well.
Well, we know there was snow there, and we'll get to that snow in a little bit too. But women's tag team champion Queen Zelina taking on Rhea Ripley. Queen Zelina with the victory. Remember, she's got the most beautiful woman in the world at her side, Carmella. And Rhea Ripley's got Nikki ASH.
And because she was tending to Nikki ASH, Zelina was able to pull her in and scoop her for the win.
Yep. Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins. This is match 2. Bobby has to win this. I liked Kevin Owens helping get Bobby Lashley disqualified and DQ win for Seth Rollins. It looked really smart, but Scrap Daddy was not having it. So apparently he's, just rooting for the WWE universe. But still, I'm telling you, it feels like just a tiny bit of heel of Scrap Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got Sonya complete heel.
Yeah.
I'll have Scrap Daddy, just that little touch. Maybe it was just the tie in the city that he was in.
Maybe. Who knows? All right. Vince McMahon talking with Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz when Austin Theory just stormed in. You know what? Vince, while he dragged it out, and it's just not as entertaining as I feel it could be, Vince was not wrong. He said, I've got the most powerful weapon in the world. It's this pencil. The pen is always mightier than the sword.
Wasn't it the eraser?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the pencil and the eraser, obviously.
Yes.
But it's only a pencil. Vince shows Theory the eraser and the pencil and calls it the most important part, confusing and scaring Theory to end the segment. So it's weird.
Yeah. There's going to be something more with this.
Hey, this is new. Maurice's music plays, and she's going to host Ms. TV. I enjoyed that. Just the thought of it. Oh, Mrs. is going to host Ms. TV. Now, I sent a message. I said, what really popped me in this whole Ms. TV thing was when Edge is saying, Ms., I know you. He goes, oh, you think you know me?
Yeah.
See, I like that stuff. That was funny to me.
Yeah.
But when they were saying that he was going to endorse, you know who else I thought about? I thought about our friend Big D from Big D.
Yeah.
He endorsed somebody. He goes, I don't throw out these endorsements lightly. I'm like, man, I feel like Miz took that from our friend.
Most likely. I mean, we know that our friend DN fully endorsed the Miz from day one. Well, maybe not day one, but day one-ish.
I mean, if they relocated to Dallas, then it'd be all, a synergy there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So Miz endorses himself for the Hall of Fame. And let's be clear, Miz is a Hall of Famer. He's just not in it yet, but he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, the graphics are already ready for it, as we saw last night.
Isn't it just amazing that it's like he's self-prophesizing that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, because he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And, Edge makes a great point. Dude, if you would just shut up, you'd be in the Hall of Fame. You just talk too much.
Well, he'll still make it. I also popped when he said, Reg, I'll make you retire, and this time, or I'll make you leave again, this time permanently retired, because it is interesting, Hall of Famer back in action regularly. All right, let's put a current Hall of Famers against
I'm interested in the match. I'm excited about it, actually.
I am too. And hey, there's still the chances of, I know you and Matthew touched on it, Beth Phoenix no longer commentating NXT.
I feel that's still coming, even though at the end of that Miz TV segment, Maurice slapping Miz because Miz pulled Maurice in front of him to get the advantage on Edge.
That's right. I don't know. There's time for it to possibly take place at Mania. I know a couple of years back we got Miz Maurice against Cena, Nikki Bella, but it can always find its way back. Before
we get to the main event, we forgot to mention Reggie sniffing around Dana Brooke.
Oh.
Reggie's, I think he's thirsty.
Hey, just I don't want to take the words from R-Truth, but maybe he wants his baby back too. He's got him.
And that's what I mentioned about the snow. They both escaped, and they hid the springboard perfectly behind a big pile of snow. But R-Truth and Nakazawa hiding again, one as a snowman and one as a big pile of leaves. And Tamina out there, what a referee outside chasing after Dana Brooke. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Why not make use of the elements? Make it, I mean, I don't know how much further R-Truth can be a pile of leaves in the deep winter if they keep coming up at, the northern parts up here. There's not many leaves.
Yeah, maybe it was a Christmas tree. Who knows?
Oh.
All right, final match. The Big E and Bobby Lashley match. It's a no DQ match, so there's no more shenanigans, right? This was also pretty much a hardcore match, and these guys are pounding on each other. The winner is Bobby Lashley after interference by everybody else. Rollins and Owens and MVP got involved as well. But Bobby Lashley inserted into the 3-man, now a 4-man at day one.
I like it. I mean, I kind of had that feeling once Lashley came through and interfered weeks ago on Raw, or last week. Was it last week? It was
last week, yep.
Thank you. But hey, that's, this is the first pay-per-view of the year. We've seen many triple threats, not as many fatal 4-ways for a title. Let's do this on day one, and I like it. I mean, this is great. Just seeing, as we just said a little bit ago, you're kind of seeing Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins teaming up. I mean, obviously it's, each one, I can't talk.
Okay.
The same one. I can't even think what I'm trying to say, Meathead. I'm sorry. It's Tuesday morning and losing my mind here. Each one's own. Thank you. Come day one, but
yes,
we have some time to lead up, or like you said, it might be.
I'm telling you, I smell a tag match. It's
right. And then you can switch them around and make more matches out of it. You can put it all in one episode too. And
we know how Raw does it, because again, it was a Bobby Lashley kind of Raw where he was featured in about 4 to 5 segments. So,
right.
Linda, real quick before we move on here, we have PWR draft news. Are you ready for this?
I am.
Team Nelson Mandela is dropping the American Dragon Bryan Danielson ahead of a title match, with the possibility of him winning the belt to pick up Brock Lesnar.
Yes, that's a huge move.
A huge move.
Matthew Thomas making the moves.
Is Brock Lesnar going to win at day one? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But he loses 25 points, and it changes the outlook of things. The new leader, and well, still leader, the new totals brought to you by the accounting firm at Dewey Cheatham and Howe. The man they call Meathead, 2,830. Linda Kay, 2,580. Matthew Thomas, 2,520 as we head into day one. It'll be day one, Royal Rumble, and I believe right after that is AEW Revolution. We might have a WWE pay-per-view in between that. I think it's going to be day one, Rumble, and I think there's a February pay-per-view, which is probably Elimination Chamber, then to Revolution.
Yeah, Revolution, I believe it was Saturday, March 6th.
Revolution is March 6th. There's probably Fastlane later on in March, and then we head to WrestleMania. And that's the end of the season. Can Linda and Matthew catch up to the man they call champion? I mean Meathead, sorry.
Well, I still have a, AEW pay-per-view coming up as well.
So. You do. But will that hurt you when you don't have the ability to score because you'll be holding on to your AEW talents?
I know.
You need to talk to your team. You need to talk to the team long time.
I know. I'm aware. The accounting firm of Dewey Cheatham and Howe has made it clear that after the Rumble, we can no longer make any changes. So I got to strategize here, and I've got
strategize.
Yes.
All right. Linda, thank you. It's been a great week. We will talk to you again Sunday as you get ready. Monday as you get ready to head up to the Fiserv. Be careful. I know that it's not going to be as crowded, so you don't have to have pocket beers. I don't want you to have pocket subs.
Yeah.
Be careful. Don't get caught with too much food and beer in your pockets. That's how we do in Milwaukee.
It's a clutch purse limit inside the Pfizer anyway. But before I can make it to Raw Meathead, I will be making it down back to the Ville this week.
Hey, tell.
Christmas Chaos this Thursday night. It's going to be free on the Fight TV app. Thursday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. This is a pay-per-view worthy episode.
Are we going to see the tag team champions?
Yes, we will. Perhaps somebody, that you personally here might be able to do some announcing for their match. So we'll see. They still got some things to figure out, but Christmas Chaos, OVW this Thursday night, 6 p.m. Central on Fight TV.
Awesome. That's amazing. I can't wait for that. All right. So for Linda Kay, the man they call Meathead, thanks for stopping by. Tomorrow morning, we will talk to Matthew Thomas. So long, everyone.